Hey everybody, I'm back. Something a little different than mechanics videos. Me just going through this tent here we got about about 3 years ago. It's a MoonLance 8-person tent. Unfortunately, I don't have a part number, but I do still see it on sale on Amazon, roughly around $100 to $125 from what I've seen recently. I bought the tent brand new, like I said, by about 3 years ago for my son's Cub Scouting. I had a 2-person tent left over from my old backpacking and hiking days, and that wasn't going to do too well for me and my son. So we ended up purchasing this, and it's been a pretty good deal. I'll go through the process of setting it up and putting it together because it's complicated and the instructions are absolutely terrible. And at the time we bought it, there were no good videos for setting this stuff up, and I should have probably made a video then. Currently I can set this tent up by myself. It helps to have a second person because it is an absolute pain. But like I said, I'll show you how I set it up, fastest way I can do it and the easiest way I can do it. Plus I'll talk about some of the issues I've had in the last 3 years with this tent, what I like about it and what I don't like about it. For the most part, it's, for the price point, you can't go wrong. So let's get this thing broken up, and we'll in a second here it'll be back in the package and then broken back up here. And then I'll show you how to get it together, and we'll talk some more about it as we go along. So join me on getting this tent together. That's all ready together. All right. So first thing we want to do is unstrap everything. I've been using this tent for about 3 years now, and I've been pretty good about keeping everything packed up and putting everything away. Although it's never going to go back the way it comes from the factory. So, give me a moment here, and I'm going to have everything put out so I can show everything in all its individual components. Okay, so we laid out the main part of the tent. Now this is the outer layer of the tent here, and there's 2 inner tents that go inside there that actually hang inside. We got our poles here. They are color coded, as you can see. We have 2 red poles and 2 yellow fiberglass poles. They correspond with the yellow loops here and the red loop, which is right there. So, and the red loops crisscross right there, and the yellow loops go arc over here on either end. And I'm going to show you how that goes here in a minute. I'm going to slip the red poles through, and I'll be back here in a moment and show you how we pop this tent up. An important thing to note here, when you're threading this one through here, it actually has a loop for the fiberglass pole to go through. So when you get this one through and you're sweeping it through the other side, make sure you're going through this loop here. It helps hold up the center. Okay, so we got, for the most part, through on everything. The next part is probably the most difficult. Locating these little loops here, because you have to pretty much put these on either side, like so. And we're going to do all 4 corners. I'm going to set this camera up so we can watch me struggle with this in real time, or fast forward speed, probably fast forward speed. Alright, so that's the main structure. Now we're going to get the outer yellow poles through there. And I'm going to do that off camera because there's really nothing major to that one. It's basically the same, just loop it through. And they're going to use the same eyelets to plug them into. So we'll be right back. I forgot to mention here, here's one of my repair jobs. This is electrical tape that I've wrapped around this pole. It started splitting from one end or the other, I don't remember. But I went ahead and taped it up. Good life lesson, always keep electrical tape and duct tape on you when you're camping. Electrical tape's nice because when you loop it through, it makes a nice smooth structure and it doesn't take up a lot of space, so it can fit through these loops a lot easier. Duct tape takes a lot more space, but it's great for other repairs. So always keep it on you. Okay, so we got both poles set up. Redistribute the strings here. There we go. And basically, as you can see, this likes to collapse itself inwards. So I'm going to take the one drawstring here, and I got a loop already pre-made through it. And I like to give it a... This gets me started, basically, so I can start staking it out. Oh, let me grab another one. As you can see, this one's all folded in. And this thing begs to be tightened down. I can do this normally two-handed job, one-handed. There we go. And now, what I've found works best is start with your inside poles, try to stretch it out and stake them down, and then work your way out. So I'll do the four corners of the main structure, then I'll get to the outside structures, pull them tight, and then finally I'll get the end pieces. So I'll show that partially on video. I can actually get a good angle on here. There we go. There we go. And that's one side, so let's get the other side done. Okay, so this is the main structure set up at this point. It's got two doors. This area in the middle is considered a hallway, I would estimate. But we got two big areas in here. We got a hang hook for the center for a lantern. and hooks to hold up the door there. Since I've owned this, I've had 2 strings break, mainly because of children running around. I use this for Cub Scouts, for my son's Cub Scouts. And I've had 2 strings break because kids running around tripping over strings. Not much of a surprise. We do got a cover up there, a vent cover. There is no proper rain cover for this. It's waterproof. And I went through his last Cub Scout camp out. It was 5 days, and it was 4 days of nothing but rain, just solid rain. We stayed dry in the middle of this thing, so it is rainproof. I've never applied a coating on this, never sprayed any Rain X on it, so I never had a problem. Other people did have problems, but I'm going to show you how to set up the inner tents next. Normally at this point, I would put my big blue tarp down in here. I have a large tarp that actually fits in here perfectly, and that would be my base layer. They say you don't need one with this one, but it doesn't have a thick base on it. It's just got regular the material that they use for this. I don't trust it not to rip, and I personally like the comfort of having a thick tarp underneath me. So give me a moment here. We're gonna get one of these set up so I can show you how it goes. Okay, so this is the first part of setting it up. We got our inner tent here. It has a red string. That's the first one you connect, and then from there you sent the rest of these through. Down in the corners there's hooks on these corners. That makes it handy. That way you can hook it onto, watch the string there. Let's see, there you are. We got our hook right here, and we just put it through the hook down there, or ground stake. This helps pull the rest of it nice and tight. And I didn't know about that the first time I set it up. The instructions on these are terrible. And let's see if I can do this one-handed. Usually I use 2 hands. Nope. Alright, be right back. Alright, we got our 5 doodads on here. We got a hook right here. The hook's right there. And then we got a hook right there. At this point, usually I'll drag this out and run a ground stake, run it right through the ground stake up here. Let's see if I can grab this one easily. There we go. Yeah, this one usually fits right up in here, pulls it nice and tight. Yeah, look at that little butter. Get off my tent. You don't want to be in there. But yeah, usually I'll just run the ground stake right through there. So give me a moment here. We're going to get this one tightened up and show you the inside. And I forgot to mention, there's ground stakes for the corners here, so when you're zipping up the door, it's a lot easier to deal with. From there though, and it's quite dirty in here. I need to actually clean up from the last camping trip. I mean, we were stuck in the rain a lot, but we got pockets on either side. We got another hook up here for a light or a fan. I like to use a fan. And what's nice in the summertime, you can see the air comes in there. Air does get up through here, and it does, because this is a real thin material, so it lets air through, and then it goes up through the top part here. And during the summer, it's not too bad. We can leave the window open, and for extra comfort, we leave both doors open. It lets the air just pass right through the center, and it's not too bad. And during the cold weather, and the coldest I've had this tent out is about 25 degrees in the middle of the night. And I will say I found out a good trick is with these style of tents, these dual layer tents, is you pack stuff around the edge, along the edge bottom here, to help retain heat in. And I used that trick the next time we had a cold weather day, which was probably about 32, 35 degrees, and it kept us nice and toasty. We didn't need to use a heater. Usually me and my son run 2 single air mattresses in here, which leaves a nice bit of room in the center for anything we need to leave. And then on the other side, sometimes I put up the tent, sometimes I don't. It depends on the weather, but usually this is all for supplies. This is our spare clothes, snacks, food, things of that nature. I I don't cook in here. I don't trust these materials. I feel like they're going to melt instantly. So I don't like to cook in there. I've seen some tents are set up for usually canvas material because they're not likely to catch fire, I would assume. I've never really used much canvas material. I've always used this kind of tents, either two-person tents for hiking and whatnot. That said, I've had this tent for 2 years. No, 3 years. Oh, yeah, almost 3 years. Yeah, my son started as a was it Bobcat? No, Tiger, first grade. Yeah, and he's about to go become a Weeblo. So yeah, we've had this tent for almost 3 years now, and it's all together pretty well. It's a cheap tent. I forgot to put the rain guard up there, or the vent guard. Basically, it's a small sheet that goes on there. It has hooks that loop right into these, and it just keeps it so if it does rain, it doesn't come through the center there. And it helps if you leave it off there. It helps keep the air going. You don't have to deal with that vent there. That said, sorry to get off subject. It is a cheap tent. I still see it on Amazon. It looks like they're selling it still as of today or the other day when I looked at it. $100 to $120. Not a bad deal. It's not the greatest tent. It is overly complicated, and the instructions are terrible for setting this up. I ended up having to figure it out on my own, because at the time I bought this, it was still a brand new product, and I couldn't find any videos for setting this up. But otherwise, this has been a great little tent. We've been in windy storm days, and it hasn't lifted off. We've had all the strings tied down to all the hooks, and it survived pretty much a dang near monsoon this last camp out. And like I said, 4 days of just straight rain. We didn't get wet. The floor got wet on the inside here for obvious reasons, us walking in and out. Like I said, I had a nice blue tarp in here, which helped keep the water from getting underneath our bottom of the tents here. Because as I said, this material on the bottom is really no different than the material out here. Maybe a little bit thicker, but I'm used to putting a tarp down for my tents. I used to do a lot of hiking and backpacking when I was younger, before I got married and had kids and slowed myself down. That said, if you find one of these tents on sale, it's a MoonLance 8-person tent. They don't have a product number from what I can see, or item number. Go ahead and get it. You can't go wrong with it. If I had my choice again, I would honestly say you're better off maybe getting one of those instant pop-up tents they're selling now, where it's you just pull out a couple of the rods and it sends it straight up. This one takes a little bit of work, and you can do it by yourself. Luckily, my son usually helps me on most of the camping trips. Don't have anything else much more to say about it. If you have any questions, comments, or anything of the sort, please let me know. I'll try to respond as fast as I can. And we'll do some more camping stuff in the future too, because we're getting ready. My youngest son's going to probably be joining the Scouts in the next year or two. And so I'm going to be starting all over again. Luckily, I got more camping stuff. Unfortunately, when I was younger, I sold all my camping stuff off. And now that I'm older, I kind of wish I kept it all. So anyways, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for stopping by. And before I forget here, before I end this out, here's the topper on here. As you can see, it just got hooks there, right there. And basically that helps keep the rain out. And there's another layer here, because you're going to have this here over on this side, because it's 2 tents. And then there's a walkway piece that they put in here. It's about the same material. Here it is right here. It's about the same material, and it's not, like I said, I don't trust it not to rip. That's why I just put the whole tarp down. So let me end it out right there. Thanks for coming by.